Okay, now I'll get the bag. I forgot all what was in, what all I had put in Caroline's pack. I'm going through my daughter Caroline's get home bag that she keeps in her car that I made for her 2 years ago when she first went to college. I'm going through it. It's summertime, obviously. I've got another daughter, Gracie, that's going to college this next year, and my boy Gannon, my oldest boy Gannon, that's getting his driver's license, so he's going to be driving. I don't have anything made up for my wife's vehicle, and I'm working on a vehicle preparedness kit for her vehicle as well. So I'm going to do what I'm doing is I'm going to get a list made of what's in Caroline's kit. I didn't make any kind of list or anything, and instead of trying to rethink everything through, I'm going to pull everything out of Caroline's kit and make a list, and then I'm going to go get multiples of each item, so I can make. It's going to end up, I think, being five bags, 5 kits. So, like I said, instead of trying to just rethink the whole thing, I'm going to look at what we've got in her kit and just duplicate it. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm going to duplicate Caroline's kit by making a list of everything that's in there. So hang on, and we'll see. We'll get a shot of everything we've got in her kit. Okay, I'm going to try and get a shot. I'm going to try and get a shot of everything that was in Caroline's bag, and then I'm going to read off the list real quick. Of what all was in there. Now I'm probably going to go back over when I put all the rest of the bags together. I'm going to go back over the what and why of everything, but this is all pretty cheap stuff. I've got a lot of them that I got to put together, and I can't afford the real expensive type gear, and it's emergency type stuff. Probably not going to be needed, but it's going to be there if it is, and it's usable gear. So there you have it. So here's the list. I'm going to read off just real quick. I got a 5x8 tarp. I've got at least 3 days of Mountain House food in there, food bars, trail mix. I'm going to do vacuum sealed jerky as well. I've got a first aid kit, a cook kit, and a cup. A pair of wool socks, probably need 2 in there. A Swiss Army knife is in Caroline's. I'm going to do something like that, or a maybe a cheap multi-tool or a folder. I've also got a fixed blade, which in Caroline's kit is this Mora. That's good enough. It's actually one of my. It's a good knife. It's a heck of a good knife. Got some duct tape wrapped around it, but that's good enough for this kit. What I say? I've got a saw. It's a cheap saw, but it works. Rain poncho. Package of nitrile gloves. 550 cord, that's the good stuff. I've got a huge collection of that, so I can afford to put a hank in each of the kids' bags. I'm gonna also add some shush. I'm gonna add some trout line. I've got several things of trout line, and I'm gonna add some of that to each kit as well. I need to add that to the list. So there was 550 cord, a fire kit I've got in there, which consists of lighter, matches, fell rod, jute twine, Vaseline soaked cotton balls, and several tea candles and one large candle. So there's several candles in there, and there's an entire pill bottle full of Vaseline soaked cotton balls. Then there's a sewing kit, pair of gloves, which are just like gardening gloves. They're decent gloves. Sawyer water filter, water purification tablets, a spoon or a spork. I've got a poop shovel, which it's not necessary, but we keep several of those in our packs. A notebook and a map. Also 2 bandanas I've got in her cup that goes along with her cook kit. She's going to need a simple road map that she can follow, the certain path that we have pre-planned for her to get home. A secondary route. There's going to be a couple different routes that we're going to go over for her to make it home from college if she gets stuck there, and it's some kind of deal where she has to walk. So anyway, we'll get into all that later, but that's everything that we've got in this. And let's touch real quick on this pack. That's a cheap, I bought several, like 6, 7, or 8, what I thought were knockoff. Hey, shush. What I thought were some of those decent knockoff packs that are kind of like the Maxpedition and all that. They've got some pretty decent ones out there. I thought these were going to be like that, and they end up being almost like toy packs. Everything on them breaks. So it was good for just holding her kit, but it wouldn't be worth anything as far as carrying a load for any distance. Now she has several backpacks and soccer packs and stuff that she would have been able to put her stuff in, because I never transferred all this gear from this cheap pack over to one of the better packs that I've got here at home. I just hadn't got around to doing that. So when I rebuild this kit and the other packs, I'm going to put them all in. Hey, get out of there. I'm going to put them all in at least a decent backpack that's decent quality instead of something cheap. Evie, you want down? Do you want down from there? Are you going to cry like a big baby? You're ruining the video. You've ruined it. I'm going to have to do the whole thing. I'm going to have to redo it. Let's go. Here's a tote that I've been keeping. An assortment of stuff for the get home bags specifically, things I've been collecting. And like I said yesterday, it was yesterday that I got started, and I went to the store and got some extra stuff, and just got busy and could not get to the rest of it. So here's the thing. What I think I'm going to do I think what I'm going to do is build a couple bags, because it's overwhelming. I've got a lot of stuff in storage that I've been loading up on, packing gloves, nitro gloves. All this stuff is being collected towards building these bags and other things. But when I went to the store to get just some food and some extra stuff, and I realized that here I am, after collecting all this stuff for a long time, really. I get to the store and all of a sudden I'm throwing 5 or 6 of everything in the cart, just to get some few last things that I needed, and it just got overwhelming. And so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put back together Caroline's pack, and I'm going to do a couple of other packs for now and get them all ready, and then the other 2 or 3 that I'm going to do, I'll do later, so I won't be so overwhelmed with this, because when you get this much stuff in one place, I know I don't have a whole lot of room, but it's hard to stay organized, and it starts to stress me out, and when that happens, then suddenly I'm not enjoying it. So I've got totes and totes and totes of gear that I can't find. I've got cotton balls. I've got a tote completely full, bigger than this one, completely full of pill bottles, empty pill bottles that I use for stuff like the Vaseline soaked cotton balls, that I just keep in a tote, and when I need one, I go and get it. I can't find it. It's over at the other place, stored with a bunch of stuff, and all my cotton balls. I've got Vaseline. I've got all kind of stuff packed away that I couldn't find. So I bought some of that yesterday. I bought a bunch of the Mountain House Mills and I've got well, it's over there. I've got a tote actually about this size full of Mountain House Mills. But I'm going to put those in the packs and probably replace what I've got with these newer ones, just to rotate them out. But the cheap tarps that I get, I didn't buy all the extras yesterday. I've got a couple on the shelves, but I can go somewhere and get them cheaper. So like I mentioned yesterday, I've got first aid. I've got first aid kits that I've been working on forever, that I put together and just put away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's not it. First aid kits that I've been working on in preparation to do this, and I just hadn't got around to them. I'm going to put a couple bags together, and that's probably going to be it for this part of this series. You know, I'll do another video when I do the other bags. Then I'm going to move on to the vehicle preparedness, where I'm going to do tools. Everybody's cars are going to have a certain amount of tools, the correct jack for the vehicle, a certain amount of water in the vehicle, and so on and so forth. So that'll be another part of the kind of a vehicle preparedness series and a get home back series. So I got to go meet my wife. We're going to. We may have huge news. We may have huge news. We're going to look at a farm that's for sale. I don't know if we actually have huge news yet, but we may have. So I'll be talking about that a little further when the time comes. But I've got to try and get this stuff laid out and then go meet her. I've only got about a half an hour to get out. So stay with me here.